Bitcoin is digital capital, right? The world's going to be remade. There's a digital transformation in finance taking place. Everybody on Wall Street understands it. Everybody on Capitol Hill understands it. Everybody on Main Street understands it. It's like electricity or fire or the internet. Bitcoin is the only truly global capital market in the world. And so if you think about the volatility of it, the volatility is the price that you pay in order to create billions of dollars of credit and liquidity at your fingertips. We're buying all the time. We're buying every quarter. We're buying the lows, the mids, the highs. You know, I'll be buying the top forever because I'm expecting Bitcoin will continue to appreciate as digital capital. I think physical capital, real estate capital, financial capital, people are going to sell those things and they're going to move their money into digital capital. And it's going to be a trend for a long, long time to come. Bitcoin is digital capital.
Well, what did you think of that? Welcome back to the Crypto Bliss Show, spotlighting it out tonight here with you. I am truly grateful that I have the ability to be here with you tonight on the full moon in Leo. Okay, and actually, it's not in Leo, but we'll have some very cool news showing and sharing with you tonight. Some of the way that the moon charts and the moon phases work in the charts. So stay tuned right to the very end because there's a lot of alpha content coming out for you tonight. I know I haven't done videos for you in a while. My family was here. My brother was here. I've been a little bit man down. I've been extremely busy in my businesses. So appreciate you and you. Yes, you right now watching this video. Truly appreciate it. And thanks for being here. Today, I'm going to spend a lot more time actually going over charts and looking at some chart analysis and maybe taking one or two small trades for the account, for the channel, for the community right here. And if you want to see that, then stay tuned and let me know down in the comments what charts it is that you would like to look at and what trade do you believe could be one of the hottest trades out there right now. I've got a couple open already, but I'd like to take a small live trade right here with you on the channel. So if you have not yet signed up with the Bybit or the Bitflex link down below, make sure to use those and get yourself some crazy awesome deposit bonuses because we have some good alpha coming out here for you on the channel today. So as you saw in the Michael Saylor video that I've just shared with you, Michael Saylor says that the world is going to be remade through Bitcoin, the only truly global capital market, the energy efficient global capital market. Might I just add to that? Because Bitcoin is still in its infancy. Think of Bitcoin as a teenager right now. It's just getting started in its life. And hence why he's saying, I'll be buying the top forever, because it'll just continue to appreciate in value. So why would a person like this look at an asset like this and say, you know, put their entire career and the entire life and everything on the line for something not to come out? Well, we shall see where it takes us in the near future. So make sure to stay tuned to the channel until 2050. I don't know. That didn't even make sense. 2050 even. Okay. Thanks for being here, because by 2050, hopefully we'll be at 1 million subscribers on the channel by that point. What do you think? Hoping a lot more, but let's just be grateful for all of you right now because I do appreciate all of you. So just some recent news here. I'm going to flick through it so that we get to the juicy part of this live session. Analyst says that one altcoin rallied 278% last week, could be showing the crypto the way. Here's why Bitcoin is likely mirroring 2019 price action, according to analyst Benjamin Cowan. Do you remember what 2019 looked like? That was a little bit just before I got into this space. 2019 is this area here. Boom. 2019. Okay. And actually, 2019 was pretty much this. Sideways, bump up, drop down. That was obviously the COVID and then the push up. So I wouldn't be surprised, we push up and we look like this. That's what we're busy doing right now. It's a bump and a run. But still, right now, we know where we're at. So let's carry on with some of this juicy, tender, delicious news. BitY CIO Matt Hoogan says institutions are coming to crypto, calls Bitcoin ETFs big tents for investors. The US government can manipulate Bitcoin if it stockpiles 4 million BTC. Well, remember, that's what Trump says that he intended to do, was to stockpile, well, actually, and RFK Jr. 4 million Bitcoin, which means that, and I said this to you before, that macro guru Raoul Pal has just said here, the US government could manipulate your Bitcoin. Bitcoin. Yours, mine, all, if they own 4 million, because that would be a very large percentage of Bitcoin. That would be 20% of Bitcoin, wouldn't it be? So an analyst predicts moon rallies for DeFi altcoin, says one crypto asset is coming to life. Bitcoin miners shifting to artificial intelligence and high performance computing, according to Van X analysts. And this one, to top it all, BRICS. I'm in South Africa. I'm the S in BRICS in South Africa. All right. So, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. The 5 main countries. And I wonder why South Africa is one of the biggest in there and not even Saudi Arabia or any, But guess what? Brazil's there, Russia's there, India's there, China's there, and South Africa. Well, let me tell you, those 5 make up for a very, very large percentage and portion of the world's population. Okay. China and India alone would be 3 billion of the population, nearly 50% of the world's population. Brazil will add a massive chunk to that. Russia too. South Africa is a very small 55 million, 60 million people in this country. Okay. So, not only that, but they are building alliances with a number of other countries that are joining BRICS. Okay, so they really are looking for a way to ditch the dollar and become a standalone currency. Okay, who knows? I don't know what that's going to have as an effect in our country. I don't give any rocks, really. But what I do give about is owning me some Bitcoin, right? I want me to have some Bitcoin. Now, do you think Bitcoin is going to go short-term down or short-term up? Let me know if you think it's going to hit my white box, or let's draw another white box for you here. Or, in fact, let's just draw a line, because it is just a line. Trend line. Boom. Straight across. Do you think it's going to hit one of those before it does anything else? Up or down? Choice is yours. Let me know. Right now, I can see it's kind of chopping sideways. It's already kind of reached down to that 56K, but it didn't quite break that low. And this is a lower low, lower low, lower low, high, lower high, lower high. Your choice to let me know. So you'd ask, well, why did I buy here? Well, just want to get into the trade to make sure that I am in if it does run up. All right. However, I'm going to add to this position down here, and we shall see that. I'll put one probably just before the line, okay? And you can see why my stop loss is where it is, okay? Right there at 53K, because I do believe that we could come down to 54K, but we shall see, my friend. We shall see. All right, so anyways, Goldman Sachs raises US recession odds as total bankruptcy filings surge by almost 25%. Now, you can see why I have put the headline on the channel today as emergency. A market crash is potentially imminent. And with Warren Buffett selling a massive portion, and let's go and look for this article. I want to know from you. Sorry, guys, I still got a bit of a cough here. So I want to know from you, actually, this is one of the coolest ever articles, right? Apple Pay, meaning your Apple phone, just like you can do with your Visa and your credit card and all the rest, you can now double tap and tap to pay. I do tap to pay on my cell phone 100% of the time. So I'd very much love to see what Apple Pay would bring to this space, because that not only brings tap to pay with Bitcoin possible, but that opens the channel to paying with all of the crypto assets. Okay, because Visa allows for multiple crypto assets, which can be used on exchanges and so on. Use them links down below to get yourself some crazy $30,000 and $888 bonuses. And Apple opens NFC payment chip to third parties for the first time, making Bitcoin and crypto tap to pay on iPhone possible. So I want to ask you, because Warren Buffett is him and Charlie Munger completely savagely dissed Bitcoin and hated Bitcoin completely. Okay. So earlier this month, Warren Buffett ended up selling a massive sizable chunk of his, he says that he gave a hint that the sale could be for tax reasons. Of course, it could be a simple case of good portfolio management, but I would like to be the first across the internet to tell you that it's very unlikely that it's because of tax listings or a potential market crash on the loom. Maybe the market crashes, but I tell you something, it's going to be brought back up like this, okay? Because the money printers are going to turn on, credit is going to become cheaper once the Fed is forced in September or before. September is right around the corner to actually list their stocks on the market. Okay, so is he worried about a market correction? That's why this is always just noise. It is noise. My personal belief is not because the markets are going to collapse. Cool, the markets can collapse a little bit. Just buy this up, and Bitcoin will experience the worst and the hardest recession that it has actually experienced, because 2020 COVID was not a recession. That just went flip, flip. That was a drop and a buyback, as you can was, but that was a major, massive correction there. I mean, that was a ridiculous drop down of like 80-90%. So a black swan event can cause a catastrophic. Yeah, I mean, look at that. 63% drawdown on Bitcoin in over like a few weeks, even like 3 weeks here. But what I do want to say to you, and how compelling this is to understand that even if we were to just tumble over like this, for whatever reason right now, that look how effectively and quickly and patiently this market would be absolutely bought back. If you believe that MicroStrategy's potential 2 billion, and might I say this is not an old article, this is from August 2nd, Michael Saylor's MicroStrategy plans to raise $2 billion to buy more Bitcoin. So for you to believe that this is something that is going to have an effect on us right now, I need to urge you that this will be bought back up like this. So I'd like to say to you that maybe Warren Buffett, with a sizable portion of shares and portfolio in Apple stocks and Apple shares, that perhaps the collaboration essentially with the Bitcoin community, with Apple Pay, as a business strategy to be able to take fees and earn capital, is a very interesting move from Buffett to remove a portion of his shares. But what I do want to say to you, that taking profits when the market is overheated is absolutely necessary, because normally the S&P bumps up 10% a year on average, but this year it bumped up by 20% by July and has dropped by June, and has dropped a little bit by that, and is now sitting at about 17% up for the year. So yes, the market does seem a little bit overheated. However, it's because the volatility is becoming greater. The liquidity in the M2 supply is becoming greater, and it cannot be stopped. So why would Apple, the biggest cell phone company and chips company, one of the biggest chips company, and the biggest market cap after gold, just by the way, the biggest market cap after gold, in other words, the largest company that we know of in the world, has a ridiculous sell-off of 20% shares of what Warren Buffett owns. Here's Apple. Look what it did. 0.94% of Apple. Oh my goodness me. Taking profits is necessary, and you should know that. And that's what I'm going to teach you in today's trading lessons, where to take profits. And I'm going to share a little bit of the insights of my strategy that I use to make money every day in the markets. Okay. You can convert $100 to 2,000, to 5,000, to 10,000 every single day. Yes, you're going to lose some. 1919 on the 19th, guys. Beautiful energy. So Bitcoin currently sits in 10th position. I'm very happy for it to be in 10th position right now. Very grateful that we are at the $1.1 trillion level, because I can accumulate more Bitcoin at this very juicy, delicious price of $58,800. Because while we're still hovering around the previous all-time high levels, we haven't even begun the second phase of the bull cycle. And really, you can see that with 94% of the total Bitcoin supply that has been issued, ever in existence, the remaining issue is probably about 1,258,128 Bitcoin. And I tell you what, I will guarantee you that I will be buying 100 of those Bitcoin minimum, okay, in my time over the next couple years. Make no mistake, which means that that's going to get pulled out of this existence as well. What do you own? How much do you want to own in Bitcoin? Because even just having one Bitcoin is absolutely phenomenal. So let me know how much Bitcoin you want to own down below. And be reasonable, because obviously even my 100 Bitcoin right now is going to be worth $68 million. Okay. Not everybody has $68 million just lying around, okay, to buy Bitcoin. They have to live. But I can tell you something. If I had cash and I had all those kind of assets and I had that money to buy all of it, I would buy it today. Because like MicroStrategy said, Bitcoin is only going up. Right now, you can see that Q4 in 2023, we saw a massive breakout. Q4, we're going to get a massive breakout. The next level is coming for Bitcoin. We haven't even begun. This here, I just want to say something to you, is phase one. Normally, the market goes up in 7 phases, not several, 7. Anything between 5 to 7 phases, it goes up normally like this. So found support, we broke out, we retest, break up. Boom, the same thing. Find some support, break up, retest. Let me know what your thoughts are down in the comments below. But with $2 billion just from MicroStrategy coming in, I just said 100 Bitcoin is going to be $68 million. Imagine what $2 billion worth of would buy in terms of Bitcoin. We're talking like another 10,000 Bitcoin. okay, out of the system that you can never have, and that I can never have. So be reasonable and let me know what you would love to have down in Bitcoin, down below in the comments in terms of Bitcoin accumulation. But Dubai has gone ahead and approved Bitcoin and crypto as salary payments. So a shout out to the Carl from the Moon for playing a role in that, because I definitely know that he had a huge role to play in that, considering that he is one of the biggest, and no doubt Jeremy, Da Vinci J, and the entire Moon crew. Shout out to you all. $1.5 trillion. Franklin Templeton has filed to launch a crypto in Ethereum initially. You see what I'm saying? The noise is getting louder. And if you are not listening, you will miss out on the remaining 6% left of Bitcoin. And that is not at all a lot of Bitcoin. Okay. 6%. You heard me right. So let's go and have a look at some of those delicious trades after I share this video with you from Peter Thiel and what he believes we should be doing with Bitcoin.
Tech stagnation is that when something does happen, we don't even know how to process it. So, I think Bitcoin was a big invention, whether it was good or bad, but it was a pretty big deal. And it was systematically underestimated for at least, the first 10, 11 years. You could trade it. It went up smoothly for 10, 11 years. It didn't get repriced all at once because we're in a world where nothing big ever happens. And so we have no way of processing it when something pretty big happens. The internet was pretty big in 99. Bitcoin was moderately big. The internet was really big. Bitcoin was moderately big. And I'd say passing the Turing test is really big. It's on the same scale as the internet. Tech stack.
Did you hear what he said? Did you hear what he said? He said it is as big as the internet. As big as the internet. That is insane. Okay. If not bigger than the internet. Because Bitcoin, if you can do payments with it, you can use it for energy, for storing value, you can buy property with it, which is the next best asset on this planet, just by the way. Okay. So yes, even though Mr. Michael from MicroStrategy says that Bitcoin is the best, and he is 100% correct, to have a little bit of property for shelter, for yourself, your family, is very, very good, because we all need a home, right? At the end of the day. So it's really as simple as that. I hope you have enjoyed all of the news and the market share and the total cryptocurrency caps that I'm bringing to you, because you can see here, gold just punched through its all-time high, making its way up to 2,500. And right now it's busy meeting resistance at 2,500. Well, guess what? It found here. This is a shoulder, a head, and a shoulder pattern. And right now you can see here that we've got a little bit of resistance here at the kind of midway point. But once we do get a breakout on gold, we could actually see a very, very beautiful and delicious move right up to where? 2,700. 2,700 on gold as the biggest market cap in the world. You see how purchasing power is dying on gold, even though gold is sitting at a $17 trillion market cap. I don't think you can actually comprehend what it is that I'm saying to you, because Bitcoin already is at $58,888, and it's only been around for 15 years, excuse me. So remember that beautiful gold, the shiny metal, okay? The shiny, shiny, beautiful metal. Where is my piece? I wanted to share with you. So Oh, okay. Maybe it's not here. Oh, there it is. There it is. There it is. So it's not gold, but silver, okay, is a derivatives version of gold. And silver is used to manufacture the computers and the cell phones for conductivity. It's used in medicine, etc. So silver can continue to go up. Gold will continue to go up and be used as God's currency, the universal currency. But Bitcoin is the people's currency. And Bitcoin is in limited supply, unlike gold that has a finite supply. Okay? Who knows how much gold is actually out there in existence, on meteors, on other lands? Who knows whatever the languages that these other Martians want to use? But with a head and shoulders pattern, I have no doubts that we're going to try and tap into a channel, the top of the channel that we have been bouncing around in for a very, very long time now. Why would we not want to reach those levels when actually look at the level that we reached here after this inverted head and shoulders breakout? Look at this pattern in this chart. So what does my community want to look at? What do my community want to look at? Alex Wright, man, shout out to you, bro. Alex Wright, shout out to you, bro. Really appreciate that. Really good. And thank you for sharing the energy on the stream and the strategy. Truly appreciate that. So, very simple. I want to share with you, even though we're now creating a higher low scenario, if we fail this bottom of the purple box, you can see has been a very strong support level. We fail that, we will come down. We will come down. So let us go and put an entry at exactly 55,000. There you go. And let's go an order of small quantity, 0.01. Okay, so $5. We're keeping it very simple here, guys. $5. Now you can see my Bitcoin trade is in profit already, and I've only used $5. But now, if I did that and it came down to that level, it would move my stop loss a little bit lower, or we'd be able to move the stop loss a little bit lower. Look at my stop loss, 53,021. Let's go and have a look. So, open long. Okay, so now that's an entry at that level. Okay, and that would move my stop loss down to 51,400. If you would like me to do that, I would do that. But let's just go ahead and confirm. And I want to show you 51,400 where that, and in case another wicking scenario happens, what do we do from there? So now that our trade has been put in, 51,300 is now officially at the bottom of this chart. There you go. Order was submitted successfully. So there is our entry, but you can see Bitcoin is already making a little, look at that. Bitcoin is making a nice pump as we speak right now. So let's see. Let's see what the volume does. Let's see what the volume says. But all of my trades, because Bitcoin is pumping, and I actually want to get into, I have to say to you that I would like to get into more Ethereum. Let's just refresh this so that we can move along there, and I'll just go show you the Ethereum chart. But basically, I do want to get into more Ethereum as a trading opportunity, because look at where Ethereum is now bouncing from. Alrighty, so let's go and draw some of the diamond that we are experiencing right now on the Ethereum price. The Ethereum price, you see there, It is a very awkward diamond, but a somewhat a diamante nonetheless. Okay. All right. So normally these continue to break down, but because we are creating higher highs and are at a reversal point, we need to break out of this pattern. And I'm going to just delete this rubbish for you. Okay, so that we can see clearly, because really, in essence, team, and in fact, there is the line there. Boom. We need to break out of that level. Once we can break out of that level for Ethereum, so even if it just like makes a little bit of a hard on here, whoop, and then gets resistance, pulls back down, that would be there to fool you. So don't like, yeah, right now would be a good time to look at getting into more Ethereum. That's all I'm going to say, is it's a decent time to just add to the position, okay? Because if we do happen to hit up here, pull back, find a higher low, okay, we would then essentially start to get the momentum to break out of this level, which would bring us back up to the 618 at $3,360 on the Ethereum price. So let us go and have a look at Ethereum right now, and let's see if we, yeah, I mean, look at Ethereum, it's busy moving. Oh no, that was Bitcoin. Let me know a trade that you would like to see down below. Yeah, BTC could dip. BTC definitely could dip a lot lower. But really, it already did the dip down to 48K. I have been speaking on my channel for a few months since we've kind of did this rally up here. I did say to you that once we started to kind of do this hit resistance here, I did say that we could potentially come back down to 48K, and we did exactly that. So that was my green line here that I drew for you. And we can also look at that on some of my other Bitcoin charts here, where I did previously speak about how this level of 55, way back here, this was February, back in February when the ETFs were being launched, just by the way, or just after they were launched here, somewhere in the beginning of January here. I think they were launched on the 11th of January. Then it took a little bit of a moment for us to get the support on this 38K. Then we made the first ETF investment rally up here. Make no mistake, the ETFs were buying down here. They were buying down here. Okay, that's where they were buying. This is just noise. Then it capitulated for a little bullish pennant and pumped up again, right through this 55K level. Look what happened here. This descending, broadening wedge pattern pulled down, tested first the kind of 60K level, tapped down to this 55K level, tapped right back down in this zone, pulled back up to find support on that 55K, pulled right down all the way to 48K and pulled back up into this purple box, this 58K resistance there, support box. Not only that, we have this upward trending support line, which we have found very strong support once, two, three times already. Are we getting ready to perhaps push up, pull back, retest one more time, and then get the energy and the momentum to break up? You let me know down in the comments below. I'd love to see what your thoughts are, but I'm going to share some very cool charts with you in a moment. But with this cup and handle pattern that is now starting to really play out, I believe we're in for a very, very good ride, right up to at least the 120, 130K level on the first move up. The first move. Remember, we've only had one move, and two move is busy unfolding. Move two. And remember, I said 5 to 7 moves generally in a bull cycle. Where do I get that from? Multiple charts actually show you this through time. So through this cycle here, we had this was the bear market. This was the end of the bear market and the bottom of the bear market. And then this was the accumulation phase. So actually the market started to accumulate. So phase 1, right? Then if essentially there was capitulation, then a pullback. this capitulation, because we couldn't get out of this area, led us to a sideways movement, which is a accumulation point. It isn't a move. It's just an accumulation point. Then your next move, boom, 1. Okay, so that's 2 now, hey? 2, boom. No, sorry, 2 here. Then it went sideways a bit. So that's now 3. So 3, boom, pull back. 4, boom, up. 5. Okay, then it went up a little bit more. 6, pull back hard. Went up. 7, boom, back. 8. So that's 8 times in the last bull cycle that it actually made a move to the upside. So if we're expecting 8 more potential moves that could come out of this very interesting bull pattern, which really brings us up to this flag, as you can see, comes from all the way down here, okay, and comes all the way up here. If we were to do 7 or 8 of those, that could take us right up to like $700,000 Bitcoin. But hey, my personal target is $300,000 for this cycle, October 25, 2025. That's the tip of the bull cycle for me, okay? What is my exit strategy, my exit plan? Well, hey, I think I know what trade we can go and take, actually. So why not go and take it immediately? Boom. It's already up a little bit. We might have been a little bit late, but let's see, let's see, let's see. We shall see where it's at, where it's at, where it's at. Just for your reference, I'm actually in a few trades. You see, my screen is now frozen, and I'm not sure why. Boom, chicka boom, boom, boom. Boom, refresh. All right, who knows? But Bitcoin primed to take off in September. I agree with you. I definitely agree that September, October, November, December, January, February, now start to capitulate. So this would be the next run. The next run is probably going to be up to between $100,000 and $125,000, because once we reach $100,000, make no mistake, and I've said this before on the channel, okay, that is a very, very strong psychological level in Bitcoin, but that doesn't mean we'll be there for long. Once people get over, oh shit, Bitcoin's at $100,000, $100,000, we will then absolutely use that as a very strong support base and rocket fuel to, well, what I think is my personal target of 300K for the cycle. So if you see that in this chart, in these charts, let me know down in the comments below. But AI heavily invested into, undoubtedly so. Bitcoin heavily, Ethereum. I love Ethereum in one way, but it's just too expensive. So it's not something I use. It's something that I'm only really buying as a store of value as well. But Bitcoin is a better store of value, and is much better. So why would I just continue to add that instead of just adding what I want? So with that being said, let's go and get into looking at Pepe. Maybe we can do a Pepe trade. Let's go and have a look if we can find a Pepe trade. Okay, but you can see here, that's all my trades. I'm in a Solana, a Rune, a Bitcoin, and an Ethereum trade. Definitely like to add more to the Ethereum position, but if we can't, then so be it. Then so be it. Pepe, USDT. Give us the Pepe. Give us the pay. Pepe, 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 Pepe. All right. Hope you guys are enjoying this. And let's go and very quickly have a look at the total 2. And I want to go and show you 1 or 2 more things and one last video. And then we'll get into 1 or 2 more trades. All right. We're going to get into that Pepe trade. I'm sure of it. So you can see here that we hit this resistance level, resistance 3. Interesting that I drew these resistance levels, right? Support down here. So right down here, we managed to hit on total 2 market cap, including Ethereum. We hit the support level 2 twice. We found very strong support down there. And then we found support on support 1. And then it became resistance 1 because we were under there and we were building this massive, massive kind of triangle pattern here. We broke out. We broke through resistance. We went through resistance 2. And look where we are. We're back under resistance 2. We came all the way back down to resistance, to find support on resistance 1, okay? And now we're just really building up that energy and that momentum to get us to the upside, because look at the levels that we have pulled back down under, and we pull back up, straight back up immediately on that. So total 3, okay, you can see here total 3, which is just all the altcoins, did a very, very similar move. You can see where we are right now in the descending channel. We found some support. We wicked back up. I can tell you right now that when we see wicks like this, and strong candles like this, and buybacks, that's the bottom. That's the bottom. It's done. There is no more. There is no more bottom. And I tell you that because there it happened. 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 Here it happened. We punched up. The same thing keeps happening. You can go and look at any chart. When it reaches a bottoming out section, and a bottoming out section is like this here is a this here is a fall off the cliff, okay? But this, once it taps down, and even if it breaks down a little bit more, it's okay. It's like once it starts doing this and going a little bit sideways and the sell pressure diminishes, the same thing to the upside. You know that that is where the market is going to end, right? So look here, boom, 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 boom. It's like finishing the green. Boom. Oh, it's finishing the red now. Boom. Oh, you see what I mean? So if you're getting in and out of these trades, as an example, I mean, look at, you can make yourself 37%. You can make yourself 17%. You can make yourself 18%. You can make yourself 25%. So follow the channel so I can share more of this with you. Now, let's go and hopefully get into a trade. I don't know what Bybit and my OBS system doesn't like working together. It really is highly annoying. Okay, but there is the Ethereum trade and the Ethereum chart at the very least. Let us go and get our Pepe. It's asking us to reconnect. We are connected. Can't you see? We connected. Okay, so you can see Ethereum could essentially do the same thing. So my Ethereum trade is actually in a dangerous position because you see where I bought it right there. Okay, so because we were making higher lows, but the buy pressure here is very weak. The volume is weak, so it's just to start the entry of the position and the entry of the trade. Let's go and get us some Pepe. That's what we're wanting to go and trade. Let's get some Pepe. Okay, let's go and maybe edit this so that at 1,000 Pepe USDT. Boom, enter. Okay, so while that does that, let's go and watch that other video that I want to share with you. Oh, I did share it. Excuse me, guys. Peter Thiel. Sorry about that, man. You know, it's been so busy. I've got my mind all over, really trying to keep it up with you guys. But nonetheless, I want to share the fact that we are currently in this position and this place means greatness. So I would like to say to you, let's go and perhaps rather look at the trading view chart. Okay, let's go and take gold out of the picture and let's go and get Pepe USDT. Pepe USDT. Okay, Pepe, because it's not working here and I'm just not sure why. Okay, Pepe USDT. There you go. Pepe's making a move. Pepe's making a move, people. There you go. So first level for Pepe to break out of. Very nice entry point. Look at this next move for Pepe to get out of. Wowzers. And very simple. Look at this very juicy, delicious move from Pepe. Alrighty. So very simple resistance level that we are currently at right now. Let's draw the box in. Boom. Let's tackle that level right there across. Okay, so we need to get above that level. So right now, cool. You could actually take a Pepe trade because once we do break out, that would probably come bring us back up to there. So at a 10x or 20x leverage, that could give you a 150 to a 300% trade. I mean, that's a pretty darn decent level. So I just want to share with you because I can't seem to. Are we getting it? Are we getting it? Are we getting it? It looks like we're getting it. We might do this together. Shit, it's running away from us already. You know, I would have wanted to have gotten like on this candle right here. That would have been the candle that I would have wanted to get in. Now, why is that? Well, also because we are building higher lows on this area. So as you can see there, the next target is undoubtedly and definitely up here at this level. So let's go see if we can get into this trade. Otherwise, I'm going to have to do it. And are we going to get into it? Okay, so right now, generally when the market starts to look like it's getting ready to pump and make a little bit of a turn, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the value that this level is right here. Okay, let's open the screen up a little bit. So I just want to share this with you. So right now, I would expect, because it's tapping here, that it's going to need to retest. So I would like to say, I would put our entry down here on a limit base at the 7535 level. Okay, so 75353 level. Okay, that's the level. Now, how many? I'm going to put this at a 10x leverage. Let's get a 10x here. Okay, I want a 10x. Okay, confirm 10x. Okay, I'm just going to do a very simple 10x. And I'm just sharing with you what I want to look at and is the trade worth it? So we'll know now when this solidifies. Let's move this little screen out the way quickly. Whoops. Okay, so let that confirm. But essentially right now, what I want to do with you is open up. You see, it's already punched down there. Okay. I'm even going to cancel that so that we just get in right now. I want 1,000. No? Let's go 3,000. No, 6,000 is what we want. 6,000. Yeah. So I said $5, eh? So I'm just going to put it there because it's coming back down. So I will enter the stop loss in a moment. I'm going to show you how to do it once again. All right. Okay, you can see here that we're not doing so well, and my RAM is very good on my computer, so I'm just really not sure what on earth is going on here. I don't think OBS and Bybit like each other in the live stream. Really don't think so. It's like just a little bit of a market dilemma. Anyways, we'll see what happens now with that trade. It will pop up here if that's getting us into the trade. But you can see here, that's why I'm saying, on the lower time frames, let it pull back because right now it's hitting that little bit of resistance and it's going to need to pull back. Even if it pulls back here, down here, you can see it will be making a near higher low. So what you want to do is you actually want to set your stop loss below this level here. So right below, and just give it a bit of a breathing gap. So it's like 6797. Okay, so we'll go and re-stop loss our order here. There you go. So 0.0067. Let's put it as 6777. Okay, so that's going to take up 90%. But I know I'm risking $5. Okay, and I'm potentially going to be making $50 if this can move up. And I just want to go and show you right here. Oh, that did not do that. Well, there you go. Add an alert on Pepe. Okay, so the trade, you want to get a minimum of 1-to-1. But my personal taste and preference is a 3-to-1. So right here to this level, Is this a good trade? Let's go and see. That is a 10%. So that's a 1.59. So it's an averagely okay trade, okay? But the difference is that actually you want to be holding this trade probably until we get to about this level, more or less here, which is going to coincide with this resistance level here. And that'll give you a 3.25. You take profits. You get the fudge out of your trade. Okay. In fact, even just before, I would even take some profits right there. Okay. At 9808. Okay. So now we can even, did it even get us in? No, it didn't. But let's go and put okay, so let's go and put 0.009808. Oh, see what I mean? So you're risking $5, okay, but now you have the potential to make about $13, okay? If you did that 5-6 times a day and you won all of those trades, you make $100 a day, quite easy. So the trick is not to overtrade, but to take the right trades that can get you a lot more than this. If you did a 20x leverage on this trade, that would be absolutely phenomenal. Okay, you could make up that in one trade, but the choice is yours. You've got to be able to know what you're doing in your trading, and you've got to be able to take the trade from the right position, because a 20, if we look at that, so what's that? A 32% move by times 20 gives you 600%. So in other words, you put your $5 down, you're making $30. You're 1/3 of the way from your target with one trade. You see what I mean? But higher risk, higher reward. Just remember that. And you don't win all of your trades. Most people get lucky to win 40%, even 20%. Okay. So right now, that is the potential trade that I would consider. As you have seen, I've entered into it. I'm waiting for it to shine on. New leverage has been applied. Your liquidation prices may change. So you see, there you go, 6852. So what did I put my stop loss as? What did I put my stop loss as? 68572. I think I put it at 6808, right? Yeah. Okay. So now we know. We go and confirm. Okay. A limit buy. Can we confirm? All right. It's coming up to full moon. And I just wanted to share this one last very incredibly beautiful opportunity with you right now. Okay. Gives us the time and the space to see what happens in this world, to manifest what we intended from new moon. So if you come into your indicators and you look for moon phases, this is what your moon phases will look like. And this is what full moon tends to tell us about the charts. Just a very, very short little secret here for you. And I'll go back starting from the base of, or the bottom of crypto on this cycle, right? Full moon is the gray and new moon is the blue. Full moon tells us to buy. New moon tells us to sell. Full moon tells us to buy. New moon, kind of, that was an exception to the rule. Full moon tells us to buy. New moon to sell. Full moon to buy. New moon to sell. Full moon to buy. Full moon to buy. New moon to sell. Isn't it so ironic that the full moon and the new moons literally come up to the points on the chart that give the most amount of explosive volatility and energy? Okay. It's a very good indicator to look at, because new moon pumps us, full moon pumps us all the way up. We get drop kicked again right now. It did a sell, but it continued up. Okay. So it's not always 100% accurate, but every single time we have had a full moon, the pump goes up. Every single time there is a new moon, the market drops. Pump, drop. Yes, you see, an exception to the rule on full moon. Drop, drop, sideways, drop, sideways, drop, up, down. Right now, we are at full moon. So let's go and potentially add, first of all, our volume indicator, so we can see what kind of volume has come into the market over the course of today. Pretty decent volume coming in, not heavy volume, but pretty decent volume coming in. And now, last of all, I want to go and see if our UT bot's actually telling us to buy. No, there was a sell signal for us there. And why is that? Because our ribbons are telling us that we are hitting resistance hard. So we really need to get up above this level right now at 62,300, above the 200-day moving average. That would be our level. And right now, Bitcoin would be darn amazing to retest that on a full moon and making a pump to the upside of about 6%. So if you're in the Bitcoin trade with me, that's a really good trade. Now, are you going to scalp Bitcoin? The question is, or are you going to essentially trade it long term? Remember that volatility in Bitcoin is what actually gives us the potential to trade it. So the choice is yours. My choice right now is to just enjoy Bitcoin for what it is. Enjoy the lows, because you guys saw my trade. I made 1,000% from trading Bitcoin from all, in fact, it was 1,400% from trading Bitcoin all the way from here, boom, all the way up to here. And then I took profits along the way. I took profits at this level. I took profits at this level, took profits at this level. So I made my money back. So I left a very small amount, and it ended up being at the end of that trade, 50 cents that was in that trade was still, that 50 cents was worth $200 at the end of it. But then my stop loss, because I added more at this position, unfortunately got stopped out right underneath this level from that wick, which is what the wicks do. They hunt your stop losses. So this is where it is very important to just take the profits. If you made 10% every single day over the course of a month, in a month, you're going to make 300%. Where can you make 300% other than in crypto and in trading? So I know this has been a very long video. I've really tried to give you guys some of the best and amazing, yes, I can't really say your name, but Big ol' Bidey, excuse me my pronunciation there, but yeah, Samoyed is actually oversold. I was considering making another purchase into it, and the same like I've just expressed on all of these coins is that I lost out on that pump, unfortunately, if you don't take profits. And that's why setting your taking profits is actually very important. So let's get rid of that and look at this, because really we just want to take profits on the trade. So full moon is in 24 minutes. So I'm going to just now love and leave you and enjoy the rest of the night, and make sure to hit my Twitter page so that you can actually see the buy, sorry, not Twitter, Telegram page, so that you can see my buy entry on this particular trade. Thanks for being here. Really appreciate you. Much love.